Alright, so today I'm going to show you exactly how I made just over 5k and crossed the $100,000 in profit in the last few months, like I think it's 4 months. So here is the TradeZella, here is the TradeAway, everything is here. So let's go to the chart. So I'm going to break down 3 positions today. So one was swing position, which is this one right here, that ended up being break-even position. And then these two right here are 2 scalp positions. So these are the executions. I just like to show them always. Also here are the executions for the swing position. So you can see right there 2 little arrows. So it ended up being a break-even. I'm going to explain why and everything. So I'm going to first break down this position right here. So if we go to the higher time frame, we always start with a higher time frame. We can start with 4-hour daily, doesn't really matter. Daily, there is really no fair value gaps right here. We just swept this really major low, and when we sweep lows, we want to see some kind of reversals, but we also need delivery. So on the daily, there is no delivery, but there is just a abnormally huge low right here that got swept. Then if we look right here, we can see that we do in fact have the delivery of the 4-hour time frame. So what the deliveries are, fair value gaps, and liquidity sweeps are just highs and lows. So we have massive liquidity swept, and then we have delivery right here. So how did I execute this position? You can see we have no fair value gaps right here to enter off of. Then if we go to 1-hour time frame, you can see right here we have one fair value gap here, one fair value gap here. And then if I remove this out of the picture, and let's say I'm not going to go back into replay mode, but you can see this is the last fair value gap. We inversed it. And what was my stop loss placement for this position? I didn't want to just place it under here because I show you the executions. I placed it on a logical point. And how did I determine that? If we go to the 50-minute time frame, you can see we do have this fair value gap right here. And I always, but always when I enter swing positions, I look for some kind of fair value gaps. Let's say if I enter on 4-hour, I like to look for the 1-hour fair value gaps to cover them. And if I enter on the 1-hour time frame, I like to cover the 50-minute time frame fair value gap. So this right here was the fair value gap, as you can see, and the stop loss was exactly under it. And that's how I basically just targeted 2 risk to reward mechanical right here. And this was my position. So how did I manage it? So first of all, if we go right here to the entry and then we move this tool, which is just a Fibonacci tool that I basically kind of customized to show me 0.5 risk to reward, 1 risk to reward, 1.5 risk to reward. Why do I need those? Also minus 0.5 risk to reward. I'm not going to go into too much details on that, but the point is my break even is right here on on the 1 risk to reward. So on halfway to TP on the 2 risk to reward is my break even point. So I go break even one right here. So I went, once we hit this 1 risk to reward, I didn't go here. So you saw my executions were from here to here, not from here to here, because we didn't tap. I really go strictly if we do not tap or tap. That's how I do it. And you can see when we tapped right here, I went break even. Not usually, but I always trail my stop loss when we come to 1.5 risk reward. I trail my stop loss from break even up to 1 risk reward. So once we hit this, I trail my stop loss here, but we never hit it, and we just went to break even. So it's pretty simple. Unfortunately, came very close to hitting this. At least we would have gotten the 1 risk reward, but this is completely fine. So now onto the swing position. So let's just find the market open. I don't know, on 1-minute chart. I don't care because the first trade is on the 1-minute chart. So here is the market open. You can see kind of where we are. So what did I see at the market open? So the first thing that I saw is this. So the huge thing on the higher time frame is this thing. Let me find it. Is this thing right here. So this is a unretested new week opening gap. And guys, this is just a huge magnet in the market, and market is always going to try to fill it, hit it, tap into it, kind of, I would say just fill it, because it's just the fair value gaps usually tend to get filled, and they just kind of, we can use them as the magnets. But the new week and the new day opening gaps, especially new week opening gap, which is this one, because you can see right here Friday and then Sunday, so it's the new week opening gap, and these are just fair value gaps on steroids. So I wanted to target that, and especially after we had the inversion of the first fair value gap right here, and then later on we had the second inversion. I mean, we didn't really inverse, but for me this is a bullish closure because we were down here, then we pushed back up. So let's just go to the market open. So on the market open right here, we had the first trade. So we kind of just took off on the market open, and then after that we retraced. Then from this fair value gap we just bumped to the upside, but as you see we do not have any fair value gaps right here in this move. So we just went to the upside but no entry because we don't have fair value gaps to enter off of once we inverse them. Then we just started going back to the downside, made this kind of manipulation leg, and then also we had tapped into, I think, 5-minute fair value gap. Oh my god, this trading view. So you can see 5-minute fair value gap right here that we made and then tapped into. Now I'm gonna get lost again. And then after we did that, so we swept the liquidity point, tapped into the 5-minute fair value gap, and then after that we just had this inversion right here. I've entered. My stop loss was a lot larger. If it was like this, I would have won, but my stop loss was down here. So I kind of took it carefully. I don't know how to say, but my stop loss was all the way down here, targeting 1 risk to reward. And what ended up happening, we came to this high, which is just about 0.5 risk to reward, maybe a little bigger, yep. And then we came back to break even. So this is just a break even trade for me. As you can see, executions right there. And then after that, we just kind of made structure. And if I go to the 5-minute, where it's going to be important, you can see after we did this, we did kind of a bullish closure on the hourly that I told you guys. And then after that, we closed, first of all, the 2-minute chart. You can see the 2-minute fair value gaps right here. We had closed them right here. We had a 5-minute fair value gap that I did not care too much about because I just wanted to see bullish momentum, and you can see it also ended up being inversed. But what did I enter? After we closed the 2-minute up here, we slowly came back down, and then the 3-minute fair value gap closed, which is this one right here, where I entered the position like this. My stop loss was underneath this fair value gap. So underneath this fair value gap like this was my stop loss, targeting 1-to-1. So stop loss was about 36.5 points, and this was my exact trade. You can see it right here. So basically just entered on the closure, stop loss below the fair value gap because it's the logical point. If there was no fair value gap, I would probably put it way down here, but since we have a fair value gap that is going to protect our stop loss, I just put it there, and 1-to-1 just beautifully got hit. And after that, I honestly just didn't take anything else because we just kind of dumped. You can even see right here, no executions at all, only these two, also no before, so only these two right here, you can see. That's basically it. So we had one winner, 2 break-evens. One is swing break-even, another one is scalp break-even, and the third is W on the scalping. So I'm pretty happy with the day. I'm honestly kind of sad that swing position lost, but it's completely fine. And yep, that's basically it. So I'm gonna see you in the next video, guys. Peace.